Hello everyone. Welcome to the Introduction to Inorganic Chemistry, Chem 104, Section W04. My name is Rhonda Kofelt, and I am going to be your guide this semester. My contact information for you, I'm at the Huntsville campus on the second floor of the new building, as we call it, the MSC building, in room 1216, and that's in the office suite. My phone is 256-713-4875. This is my email address. This is what the college prefers for our contacts. I will tell you there are ways that I will respond quicker or less quick depending on how you're contacting me. My office hours are in the morning from 8:30 to 9:30 and evening 4 to 5 on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then 4 to 5 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'll just tell you, I'm usually there a little bit past that if you're there in the evenings. Fridays, I will take appointments. I do have training on Fridays sometimes, but I'll be glad to accommodate you any way I can. And I can always try to make an appointment at a time when you can make it in, because I know it's hard for you guys. That's why you're taking an online class. Since I am not doing the screen in view of myself, what I decided to do is just kind of share with you some things about me and the different ways that I interact. And so if you want to go back and look at these, you're welcome to. But these are all things that I do. I do have a PhD. I was in the National Guard. I was also in the Army. I'm an LPN. I'm from Waverly, Tennessee. I play the flute, and I played in the Army band when I was in the Army. I have swum with dolphins. I'm a PADI scuba diver instructor, so I've done a lot of things. I was a ballroom dancer. Don't want to forget that one. So I just share a few things about me, just so you can kind of know who I am and what I do and what I'm interested in. And please feel like you can contact me if you ever need anything, and I'll be happy to respond as quickly as possible. So these are from the syllabus. So if you're looking at the syllabus, you can kind of follow along. This is Intro to Inorganic. It's 4 credits. A lot of you are doing this because of pre-nursing. You should have had Math 98 or a minimum score on your accuplacers to be in here, because there is some math to be going on. It's called a survey course of general chemistry because it's for non-majors. We do have labs, and those labs will be online. Course information. It is required that you buy the textbook and online resources for this class. It's the Smith version of General Organic and Biological Chemistry 3rd edition, and it comes with Connect. Connect is the learning platform that we use for online. It also comes with a loose leaf text. So if you're buying this on campus, which is what we prefer, they have bundled all of that together for you, so you know exactly what you're getting. You can also purchase the code directly from McGraw-Hill. I have an entire video on how to do that, and so that comes after this, and then the Blackboard. Additional information, if you go to the Help tab over on the left-hand side in Blackboard, you'll be able to see a lot of this information. There are no other options to purchase this material, and you will be having to log in through Blackboard at least the first time. The labs, as I said, it is mandatory that you complete the labs, and there is no lab manual. All of that is provided for you in the materials that you buy in the virtual lab. The Connect is also home for your homework. This is the address for our class, but as I said, you go in through Blackboard, and you go under that Help tab, and then it will explain to you exactly how you need to do all that. You'll also find PowerPoint study guides, some self-checks, videos, discussion questions, etc. I do want to mention about the videos. This course is redesigned by Dr. Amanda Hendricks, and so one of the reasons I put those pictures of me at the beginning is so you know what I look like. Dr. Hendricks is tall and blonde, and I am not. So I just wanted you to know what I look like, and so if you ever see me around campus or whatever, you'll know who I am. But she does a lot of the videos for the content, and so you will be hearing her talk and seeing her. She puts her face on there. I don't really like to do that, and so most of my videos you just see me working problems and you hear my voice. You do need a computer. This is an online course, so you are required to have access to a computer. This is how you get on Blackboard. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you probably are already in Blackboard, but just make sure that you access Blackboard the proper way so you can get in there. We have a portal system now, so you can jump right in. If you do have any problems, make sure that you use the check browser that is available online, or call the help desk. I kind of got that phone number a little separated, but it's 256-306-2700, and they will put a ticket in and they will help you. You also need a scientific calculator. You're going to be doing some exponents and things like that, take some square roots, and so you do need to be able to put those into the calculator, and because you don't want to miss a problem from a calculator error, and I have that every semester. So if you're finding that you're not getting the correct answer, sometimes it's how you're putting it in there with the calculator, and so make sure you reach out to me if that's happening to you, and we'll get that figured out for you. Also, the libraries, you can access those online as well, since you're in an online course, without having to go directly there, and they do have some tools that help you. All right, so this is just kind of yada yada that we have to put on here, but it is an all online course, including testing. Okay, and so you will have everything in an online format. Your learning outcomes, there's 4 general outcomes that you're supposed to be able to do, and then you have more thorough outcomes in each module for each chapter. Speaking of which, the chapters that we're covering 10 chapters, and we do go in order for those, and so you'll be going from matter and measurement all the way to nuclear chemistry. Since this is primarily a healthcare related chemistry course, we do try to make this as relevant as possible to healthcare. The grading plan. There will be 10 chapter exams. We have 2 chapters in a unit. So for each unit, you're going to have 2 exams. Those are worth 60% of your grade. You'll also have Learn Smart labs. That's your virtual labs. That's worth 20% of your grade. Your Connect and Learn Smart homework is worth 15% of your grade, and then discussions are 5%. Don't let that deceive you. Remember, 5% is a half a letter grade. Okay, so if you're getting to the end and you didn't do those discussions, a lot of times you're going to be a C instead of a B, or a B instead of an A, because you didn't get those 50 points. Those are 50 free points pretty much, as long as you follow the instructions. The Learn Smart homework, you are going to be able to do those unlimited times and get those right. Your Learn Smart labs, you're going to be able to do those also and get those correct. So the testing is the 60% that you're going to be focused on. All of these other things, your Learn Smart homework and all that, gets you ready for those exams. So you need to make sure that you put forward a lot of effort. It's a standard grading scale. Notice that I talk about percents and points. It's 1,000 points, so 900 points is a 90%, and that's an A. If you have 89.9%, that would be a B. Okay, and I put that on there to be very, very specific about this, okay, because people say, well, why don't you round? Well, that's the cutoff. All right, so you know that that's the cutoff and you know what to work for. Don't put yourself in that position. Okay, there'll be some opportunities for some bonus points. I also give partial credit on tests if you submit that correctly, And so you do have an opportunity to pad that grade a little bit, and so that's why I cut it off at that point. Okay, your grades will be posted in the gradebook in Blackboard so that you can access your grade at any point in the semester, and I encourage you to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. It is a weighted average, however, so 60% of that is your exams. All right. I will put a schedule on there. It's pretty simple because everything's going to be due 5 days. There's 5 dates, I should say, throughout the semester that things are going to be due. Your exams are located in Blackboard. All right. Everything else you're going to be doing is going to be on your Connect, but your discussions and your exams are going to be in Blackboard. Okay. So when you get to the end of a module at the bottom, you'll see a place where you'll be able to click and go to that exam. Don't open it until you're ready to take it. Each one is got a time limit of 180 minutes. Now, the reason that's true is, okay, you have 5 units, 2 chapters, or 2 chapters each, so 10 chapters. So those tests are by chapter. So when you get done with Unit 1, you have Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Okay? Chapter 1 will have a test. Chapter 2 will have a test. You'll have 90 minutes for 1 and 90 minutes for 2. Now, they're split up like that because if you want to get everything done on Chapter 1 and take that test, which would make sense, and then do everything in Chapter 2 and take that test, you can split them up. Most people wait around and they do them both on the same day. All right, so don't forget that you're going to have 2 tests. They're not going to be combined, so don't take one and think you're done. You'll have to take it over each chapter. You have 2 options for testing. You can go to the testing centers and complete the exam at the computer that they are going to provide for you, or what I prefer and what most students prefer if they take the time to figure this out is home web proctoring. You have much more flexibility and much more time to get this stuff done if you will test at home. You're going to use something called Lockdown Browser. You do have to have a video camera so that it can see you, but I mean, if you got a laptop, most of them have one. Okay. You also are going to get 5 bonus points automatically if you test from home using the web proctoring software. I have explicit directions on how to do this. You have an opportunity to do a practice quiz to make sure that you've got it. I tell you, yeah, you did, or no, you need to do this or that, so that you know exactly what to do before time for testing. Unit 5 assignments is the only thing that's going to be a little odd. Everything else will be, due on a certain date of the week. Unit 5 is going to have to be done by Friday, December 8th. That's your absolute cutoff for this course. Your assignments for each chapter, you're going to have a reading assignment from Learn Smart, problems from Connect, and a Learn Smart lab. Okay, so access to all of this stuff is included in that code that you bought for the course, and the due dates and everything are given to you in Blackboard. It's very simple. Everything's due on, once a unit. You have 1 discussion per unit also, and it's going to be in Blackboard. If you don't log into Blackboard each week, you're not going to do very well in this class. It's an online class. Okay, you've got to be diligent. You've got to submit all your required homework or assignments, and they have to be on time. You can work at your own pace. You can go faster if you want to, but you've got to meet those deadlines. Attendance. In an online course, I'm going to have to record your attendance the first week. In order for you to be counted as present the first week, you have to do 2 things. You have to submit a syllabus quiz, and that's going to be in Blackboard, and it's going to be submitted by 11:59 p.m. That's at night on August 27th, 2017. That's a Sunday. Okay. You also must purchase the course code and register for Connect by August 27th, 2017. There's a video on how to do that, how to purchase it, how to register and everything. There is an option for a 2-week free trial if you don't have the money right this minute and you're waiting on financial aid, but you must have that in. After that first week, your attendance is based on you submitting assignments and communicating with me. If you don't do that, if I don't hear from you for 3 weeks, then you're probably not going to pass the course because you've missed those deadlines, okay? And you probably need to think about withdrawing from the course, because if not, if you withdraw, you could get a W. If not, you would get an F. Okay, either of those situations can negatively impact your financial aid. So before you do anything like withdraw or stop coming, then you need to talk to financial aid and see what that's going to do. I understand that things happen in your life. You've got to communicate with me. Okay, communicate with me. I'll do everything I can to help you, I promise. A grade of an F can't be changed unless the vice president of instruction, which is our academic dean, and the student services vice president both have to sign off on that. The only excused absences recognized by the college are military personnel who are called to active duty, individuals who are called for jury duty, or students who go to a college-related event where the dean has signed approval for you to miss class. That's it. Those are the only 3 situations. Now, I am not heartless. I understand that you might have something happen and you might get sick, or your child might get sick. You can communicate with me. We can see if there's something we can do, but there are drop-dead deadlines in this course, and when you take an online course, you've got to be prepared to meet those deadlines, because the way I'm looking at it, your unit starts and you have basically 3 weeks to do all your work and take your tests. And it's not an excuse that you waited until the day before it was due to submit anything. Okay, so you've got plenty of time. That's why you work as you go and you do not procrastinate on these online things. That's why you've got to communicate. You've got to call me or email me or something. I'm going to give you another way to get in touch with me through texting. Make up exams. If you have an acceptable excuse, you may reschedule that, or if I know you're leaving and you're going to have to do something, then you can sometimes take it early. Okay? Unexcused missed exams, you're going to get a 0 for that. And if you are going to be excused for it, you have got to submit documentation to me very quickly. All right? Don't wait until the end and then expect to go back and take an exam. Your Connect homework and your Learn Smart assignments, if they're submitted after the due date, you will be given a 0. And that's because I know that you can get free access for the first 2 weeks, and you know you're taking this class, and you know it requires books, so you should be able to get that material. Completion of your labs is necessary to pass the course. This is not my rule. This is a Alabama state rule. You are allowed 1 incomplete grade for your lab assignment. If you don't turn it in, you're going to get a 0. But if you don't complete a second lab, then you are going to fail the course. So do not think that these labs are just an afterthought. The lab has got to be an integral component to this class. So take it seriously. If you get frustrated, reach out to me. Let me help you. There are videos to show you how to do things, so there's no reason that you should be flailing around on your own. Withdrawal policy. If you want to withdraw from the class after the drop add period, you just go to My Calhoun and withdraw from the course. There is a withdrawal deadline, though, and for this semester it's going to be November 15th. And after November 15th, you cannot withdraw. You will receive an F for the course if you're failing. I just want to mention one thing, too. Incompletes or I's, the university, sorry, I used to work for a university. The college does not allow us to do incompletes except in very extenuating circumstances. So do not think that you're just going to get an incomplete if you stop doing assignments. You got to be passing my course to get an incomplete. I've had a student that was doing everything, had turned in all their assignments, and they had a car wreck and missed the last exam, and so I allowed them to do an incomplete because they were passing and they only had that one thing to do. So do not think that you can just take an incomplete. Please, please, please keep up with the work. All right, so Calhoun email is our official email that you need to do. All right, and so your email address, if you don't already know, is usually your first name dot last name at calhoun.edu. You can email me directly through Blackboard with using the Calhoun email tab on the left. My response to you will go to your Calhoun email. It will not be in Blackboard anywhere. So you have sent me one through Calhoun email, and I'm responding to you in Calhoun email. So if you don't look at the email, then you won't see my response. I strongly encourage you to link that Calhoun email while you're at our school to your smartphone through your settings. I know it just depends on how yours is set up. Some of them set up through Gmail, some of them you choose Exchange, but it's pretty easy to figure out. I'll be glad to help you if you need me. But you really should do that because you're going to get a lot of important information through your Calhoun email. The other way that I like to communicate is through a software called Remind. And Remind is a secure texting tool where you don't know my number and I don't know your number. If you have a smartphone, you can actually even get push notifications by typing in this in your browser, and you can do it from a computer or your phone, and then it'll just go to your phone. Or you can simply text at 99GGHK, okay, and that's going to be in the message part, and then 81010 is what you're texting to, and then you just follow the instructions. They walk you through putting your information in there, and you're set up. And this will be for our class, so I'll have your class in one group where I can send you emails. I can blast those out to everybody, or I can just individually, you can text me and I can text you. What this is really good for is you're working on a problem, okay, and you've got, the 2 steps, you've done that, and you keep getting you get a wrong answer, okay. So instead of doing that over and over and getting frustrated and not being able to figure out what you're doing, you can literally take a picture of that with your phone and attach it to a text in a Remind text and send it to me. I look at it and I say, oh, you missed a decimal there. So I can then work it and I can attach it and send it back to you. And within a minute, then you know exactly what was going on, and it wasn't you. It was just something that you had entered wrong, or it was a calculator thing or whatever. Or sometimes I need to explain to you how to do it. The other nice thing about this is I'm like you. I have my phone with me all the time, and so unless I'm sleeping or I'm teaching class, usually I'm going to respond to you very quickly. Just like you respond to people probably more quickly through texting than you do in email. So if you want a quick response from me, this is the way to do it, okay? Emails, I try to get back to you as quickly as I can. But technically we have 24 to 48 hours to do that. And if you leave me a message on my phone, I may not be in my office for quite some time. So I'll get it, but it may take a while. So I strongly encourage you to go ahead and sign up for Remind. Okay, and then I'll see that you're in there, and make sure you put, you know, your real first and last name. Okay, don't put it nickname that I won't recognize. I know some of you may already have a Remind account and it says, you know, Jimmy's mom or whatever, and you can't really help that, and that's fine. I'll figure that out. But if you're doing it for the first time, just put your real first and last name in there, and then your text number, and we will be connected. And I can help you 24/7 almost, especially at night. I'm available to do that. Connect. This is that McGraw-Hill information. I'm just showing you this information. Like I said, you're actually going to go into the Connect, either a Connect assignment or through the Connect tab that's in Blackboard, and sign up that way. That way it syncs us together so that the grades from Connect will go into the Blackboard. All right. So I mentioned web proctoring, and so I just want to go through this quickly, and you can go back through the steps. It's really not that difficult to do. A lot of people are afraid of it, but it's really not. You download Respondus Lockdown Browser, and this is on our home page on the website. All right, and so you see this Respondus Lockdown Browser right here. Okay, you just click on that, and it'll take you through setting that up. Okay. Also, you can click on this link as well. Either way will take you to Lockdown Browser, and that will allow you to load that onto whatever computer you're using. Then you're going to open Lockdown Browser, and it should save it automatically to your desktop, and then it'll take you through the steps. When you get ready to test, you show your photo ID. If you've got a Calhoun ID, that's fine. If you show your driver's license, that's fine. If you got one from UA, whatever, I don't care, as long as I can tell it's you, because remember, I haven't seen you. So you show me that it's you and it's something with your name on it. You're going to pan around the room to show me that you don't have Uncle George, who's a PhD in chemistry, sitting there giving you the answers. And you don't have any like cheat sheets or anything like that, because when you're taking the test, you're not going to have the book or anything. While you've got Lockdown Browser and you've panned around the room, then you're going to open the Web Proctor demo link, which is in the Web Demo Quiz, and that's just in the, we're still in that help area. You take that quiz, I'm talking about in Blackboard now, you take that quiz and submit it. And then when you submit it, you stop Lockdown Browser, and then it automatically uploads the video. So it's not, don't think you have to do something else, okay? Then you send me, oops, and I need to take that out, sorry. Rhonda.Cofelt at calhoun.edu. She set these instructions up. And telling me that you have done your demo, and you want me to review it, and then I'll approve it for you to take it. You got to do this in plenty of time before that first test. All right, so you can do that. Here's a YouTube video that tells you all about how to do this as well if you aren't that great at the written instructions. Okay, but you'll send an email to me, Rhonda.Cofelt at calhoun.edu, and tell me once you've taken your video, and it'll show up on my grade book with a little image, and it shows me you've done it, and then I go in and I will look at it, and I'll give you a grade for it. It doesn't count, sorry, for anything, but it does get you those when you take it with the web browser. It is going to give you 5 bonus points automatically on every test. Remember, that's half a letter grade. When you are proctoring from home, you've got to open Respondus Browser before you start to take the exam. Show your ID, verify your identity. You're panning around the testing area, and I don't care, like some people, they take them in their room, sitting on their bed. They take them in the hallway with all the doors closed. I don't care where you are, as long as you don't have other people around you, and I can hear what's going on, and I can see you. But remember, it's not open book or open notes, so I will tell you what you can have for each test, but other than that, you can't bring other things in. You can't use your cell phone or anything else while you're taking the exam, just like you were in the testing center. You don't open other web pages. Lockdown browser actually keeps you from doing that on whatever you're testing on. You're not supposed to leave the view of the webcam while you're taking the test. It's bending down or, like running up and down. I will tell you, though, sometimes your kids are going to run in there if you have children. And the one lady was so concerned about that. Look, I understand that, and I don't think your 5-year-old is going to tell you the answers, so you're okay. Stuff like that happens. My dogs run in sometimes when I'm trying to do a video or something. It's fine, okay? It's just to keep, honest people honest, and just make sure that, you don't have somebody in there taking it for you, just like if you were at the testing center. If you don't follow the instructions, you could get a 0. But like I said, I'm not the police, but you need to follow the rules and don't cheat, and we'll be good. Okay? You can review your exam after the due date. Okay, so when you first get done, you can't review it. You will see a raw score. Okay, that's the worst you're going to do. All right, because if you do your partial credit, that is, you work the problems on the piece of paper, the blank pieces of paper that you show me, and then you take a picture of those and send those to me so I can see your work, then I can give you partial credit if you had done part of the calculation correctly and just didn't do the last step incorrectly. But you can go in, you can look at my grades, click on the exam, and then if you click on the score, then you can actually see the exam itself. You can then scroll through your exam and see what you missed, and sometimes there might be an error, so you let me know if you see something that you think is wrong. I don't mind a bit going back and addressing that. Okay. If you already have Respondus Lockdown on your computer, then you don't have to do that first step. You just go to My Grades. Okay, so one thing that's very important to me is that in addition to learning how to do chemistry, you also learn how to study, because chemistry is pretty hard if you've never had to study, and a lot of people we see coming out of high schools have not. And so what I try to do is I give you a Vark assessment. You may have taken this before. It's a very short 16-question questionnaire that is going to actually tell me a little bit about what I can do to help you maybe study better. So you go to the this website and click on the questionnaire. And then when you take the questionnaire, you're going to have little boxes, and you're going to click which one explains your preference. And it's questions like, okay, you're going to have to tell somebody how to get to the mall, or somebody's going to tell you how to get to the mall. Would you rather them tell you? Would you rather them show you? Would you rather them draw a map? That kind of thing. And so just think about it. Don't think about it too long, though. Just how do you normally do these things that it's asking you about? If more than one way works for you, now don't choose every single thing on every question, because that's probably really not true. But if you like maps or written directions or something like that, you could click those both. If you just none of them works for you at all, then just leave it blank. Okay. Then when you get done, you click OK on that. They will try to sell you a custom package. Okay, you don't need that, so don't buy anything from the site. At the end of this, it will give you 4 numbers. The VARK stands for Visual, Oral, Reading, Writing, and Kinesthetic. So they'll give you a VARK number. You need to write those down, and then you need to text them to me, hopefully, because you've already signed up for Remind, or email me those 4 numbers, say V, 5, A, 10, R, whatever. And once you do that, what I'll do is I'll look at those, and then I'll see what your strengths and weaknesses are, and I will send you study tips that hopefully will maximize your study time and help you study more efficiently. So in the first week, what you're not going to need to do is purchase your materials and register for Connect. You're going to go to the Start Here dashboard in Blackboard. So you click on Start Here on the left, and it'll take you to these little blue icons, and you just click each one and go kind of around. And you're going to read content, watch videos. You're going to look at the instructor introduction, the syllabi, and then the course overview section, which is where a lot of these videos on how to do certain things are found. You're going to then take the syllabus quiz before August 27th, and that's going to be under that course overview where you are. You're going to finish that little flow chart, and you'll see what I mean. It's like little icons that kind of go like this, and they have arrows, and it just tells you what direction to go. You do not have to do the Blackboard student orientation section. It's not required for this course. If you want to, or you're having trouble figuring something out on Blackboard, you're absolutely free to do it or do certain sections of it, but you have to do them in order. That's why I'm not assigning them, and we don't use some of the things that they show you how to do in there. Then you need to go to the Help tab, and that's where it's going to tell you how to buy your materials if you haven't already, get registered and all that. Then if you're planning on testing at home, and please do this, you follow the directions under your Web Proctor Demo tab, which is also on the left hand side, and take that quiz. I've got a quiz in there that's just like, what course is this? I mean, it's really simple stuff. It doesn't count. You're going to complete that, and then you have to be in Lockdown Browser to do it. You have to be doing your web proctoring thing, and it's very simple. Once you do it, you're going to like it because you can take your test in your jammies, and you are going to have a lot more time to take your test, and you can take it like at 2 o'clock in the morning if you want to, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you don't have to worry about when the testing center is open. You also need to go to the Discussion tab and post a short bio about yourself, because you've read mine and seen my crazy pictures, and that's going to get you 5 bonus points as well. Then you're going to sign up for Remind, and I might give you some for that too, because I'm in a bonus giving mood. Link your Calhoun email to your phone, and then do that Vark assessment and submit those scores to me. Because I tell you, at the beginning of the semester, I kind of am thinking I'm in a bonus mood, and I might give you some more points for doing those other things. Not promising. If everybody signs up for Remind, I'm definitely going to. If everybody links their email, and you really need to do this Vark assessment. If everybody does those, then I'll definitely consider giving some bonus points for those things. Okay.